we go. Welcome, guys. My name is Matthew.
I'm Walter Young.
And welcome to our first episode of our podcast, Provoke, Total Fitness, Mind, Body, and Spirit. So a little bit of background on us in terms of our fitness experience. I'm a certified personal trainer. I've been training the past 5 years. Ever since I was 6, I've had experience through martial arts, powerlifting, bodybuilding, different types of Olympic lifting, CrossFit, sport, all that sort of stuff. Yourself?
I've been a personal trainer for about 5 years now, but I have been involved with the fitness industry on and off for a very long time. Look at me. So I went through the 80s doing my aerobics and doing all those sorts of things. I was a swimmer when I was a kid, and just for the last 5 years I've entered not just training other people, but a much more intelligent way of working with my own fitness levels and not just in the gym but elsewhere.
Right. So basically, what is the reason we decided to do this podcast? So Walter and I met a couple years ago when we were working at A Good Life together. We became really good friends, been working out pretty much almost every day since. And we came up with this idea, I'd say probably last April?
Yeah.
So almost a full year ago, we came up with the idea to start a podcast because we both go through rough times. We both have dealt with mental health issues. We both dealt with, things that we just, society kind of sweeps under the rug and is the best way of kind of going about it, right? And unfortunately, in the fitness industry, it's very hard to get over that hump because you're told to look a certain way. You're expected to act and look a certain way. If you're not, ripped six-pack all the time, then what's going on? And it really does play into your own mental health. And then through that, it affects every other aspect of your life, at least in my case, right? So when we started this idea, I kind of had this idea of this podcast to be able to help people who've gone through with my own similar experiences, or, give some insight as to how I was able to deal and overcome these hardships, if you want to call it that, and deal with my issues that way. So at least, we can help one or two other people that might be experiencing what we've experienced.
Similar to me, a lot of it has to do with my age, and I think that the aging population needs sometimes to find out that it's okay to be older and to stay fit. We have this 25-year-old vision in our mind of what fitness is, and we're supposed to maintain that. And we can.
Exactly.
However, the thing is that we shouldn't be using age as a reason to not stay fit.
Right.
The other thing is I've dealt with a lot of addiction issues in my life, and I feel that fitness then goes beyond just what we do with the muscles of our body. Mm-hmm. Fitness has to do with how we are internally, how we view ourselves, how we view the world. And I think that that's something that needs to be addressed too. Because in an Insta world, all we're seeing is the physical side.
Yeah, we see the highlight reel of the physical side. We don't see what these people go through mentally every day.
Yeah, there's no blooper.
No, exactly. And I mean, one of the biggest things for me especially, I'm 22. You're
63 tomorrow.
There you go. Right? So, I mean, we have the age range of where I am growing up in this world of you have to be on your best. You have to show the highlights. If you're not doing what this Insta star is doing, are you really living your best life? Mm. Right? And, you see a little bit of it. Like I've seen a few Instagram celebrities, influencers that have come out and been like, yeah, I've experienced a bad day today, but I'm going to overcome it. But they don't go into detail too much about what they've had to overcome. They don't go into detail of how they overcame it, for example. And I'm not discrediting any of them. It's just when you have a following of 14-year-olds, 15, 16, whatever it is, who are going through life and they're like, I don't want to live anymore because I don't look like this person. We've all experienced the same thing, or not all, but I've experienced the same thing. And I wish somebody had been around when I was growing up through those ages, because for the past 8 years, I've had terrible body dysmorphia because I only saw the highlight reel of all these influencers. So I think that's where, for me especially, what the main goal of this podcast is to basically just make sure that we can help somebody realize that you don't always have to be perfect, and you can fail, but you can always bounce back and you can always come back better.
It's only through failure that we get better. When we work hard our muscles, we want to go to failure.
Exactly.
That's how our muscles grow. And the same thing works with the spirit. The same thing works internally. If you back away from any kind of opposition or any kind of difficulty in your life, rather than facing it, you don't grow as a human being. No. And I think that's something that we want to discuss as well as we get further into this. Also, I think that on the opposite side of the spectrum, I've run into age shaming a lot. So, I mean, we talk about fat shaming, we talk about needing the perfect body, but there's also the times where I've been working out at the gym and I've had someone my age come up to me and say, you're pushing too hard. At your age, you really should calm down a little bit. And I think that's a sign of them wanting to give up, but not wanting to see anybody else also push ahead. They want to have everyone at the level that they're at. And I feel badly that they may be in that place, but I think what we need to do is help them and others to achieve what their best self is, whatever that may be. And I don't want to judge what that best self is. I don't think I have that right.
No.
But to back away from pushing yourself to that is a problem in our society.
Yeah, I agree, because how many times, and I'm sure some of you have experienced too, you got a promotion at your job, you got you got a raise, you ended up getting married. There's always that one person that says, oh, is it the right decision for you? Is he the right guy? Is she the right guy? Or are you sure you want to stay in this job? Yeah, it's a good promotion, but you're going to be working harder. Or there's longer hours.
It's hard.
And this is it. What is your best self?
Yeah.
And I think people kind of forget that. They see everything that's going online. They see everything that's happening in the media. They see what their friends are doing, and they just completely skew the idea of, okay, that's their highlights. That's what they are doing. That's what they want to do, maybe. But what is it that I want to do, and how can I be my best self?
It's kind of like the metaphor of the tiny house. Everybody wants the big McMansion. Everybody wants what their career has given them to be much flashier and showier than it is. But very often, by going into the tiny house and downsizing your life in some respects, you get a greater payback for what it is you want your life to be. You can realize things about yourself that you didn't know otherwise.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, that's pretty much the goal. It's, when we decided to do this, we basically just, if we could help one or two people, I'd be happy with. Obviously, we want to reach as many as we can, but, that's kind of where it is. We don't want people to feel like they're alone with, their fitness goals, with their mental health goals. And again, fitness isn't just about that. It's about, are you financially fit? Are you, what else? Spiritually fit, thank you.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, so, that's kind of what we're trying to accomplish here, and I think we have a decent enough background in what we've experienced. And again, we're not doctors, we're not experts, we're just two guys sitting here who are giving our own opinion on what we think could help. So,
but here's the thing too. If there's a question that you have, anything that you want to know that you'd like us to discuss or that sort of thing, if we don't know that much about it, we're going to do research, and we're going to come up with some answers for you. So feel free to DM us on Insta or
Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is.
And let us know how you feel about it. And if you have any questions, we'll do our best to answer them for you.
Yep. All good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thanks.